Now, I want to move on to this next story. This one has been a big one today. Y'all been hearing this all over. Word on the street is that Charlamagne the God has just signed a $200 million deal. I guess with iHeartMedia, right? Now, a lot of people have been talking about this. Me personally, I don't believe it, and I'm not saying that out of hate, that they would give two they would give Charlamagne $200 million, right? So, first place that I go to look at for this information is on iHeartMedia. If anybody's going to report that they gave Charlamagne $200 million from iHeart, it's going to be iHeart, right? So I go to iHeartMedia and I go look on all their pages, and all I see is iHeartMedia extends relationship with media powerhouse Charlamagne the God. And that came out today. iHeartMedia, the number one audio company in America, announced today that it extended its relationship with the culture shifting multimedia mogul Charlamagne the God, co-host of iHeartMedia, New York's Power 105, widely popular and nationally syndicated hit radio show, The Breakfast Club. Heard over 7 million listeners monthly, and founder of the Black Effect podcast. One of the world's most well informed, authoritative, and distinctive media personalities, Charlamagne the God has become a crucial and influential voice in American culture. Under the new multi year agreement, Charlamagne will continue his uninhibited trademark interview style on the award winning The Breakfast Club radio show, where he has long recognized for his relentless effort to unveil truth by asking questions audience want to hear most weekdays from 6 to 10, as well as weekends with the Breakfast Club alongside co-host DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, and Lauren LaRosa. Right? Right there, it says nothing about a $200 million deal, right? It just says they extended his uh his deal with a new multi-year agreement, which probably is 5 years, right? It says nothing about no money. I'm not gonna sit here and read all this stuff that has with them just promoting this nigga. Additionally, iHeart and Charlamagne will continue to partner on the historic joint venture, the Black Effect Podcast Network, the world's largest podcast publisher dedicated to Black listeners, bringing together the most influential and trusted voices in Black culture for stimulating conversations around social justice, pop culture, sports, mental health, news, comedy, and more. Launched in 2020, right? The Black Effects has debuted in 60 plus shows, generating 11 million monthly downloads, and features a luminous roster of marquee talent and influential voices committed to enlightening, educating, and entertaining audiences, right? Nothing said on their channel about $200 million. Now, I'm going to ask y'all a question that I'm sure y'all gotta know the answer to this one. This will show me who really be tuned into me a lot, right? What publication always telling us these astronomical numbers and deals, or these dudes is billionaires, this person's a billionaire. And like they said, Kanye was a billionaire until the Adidas deal dropped, and he wasn't a billionaire no more. They sit there and lie and tell you that Jay-Z is a billionaire. Which publication is that? Can somebody type it in that would be sitting there putting out that cap? Thank you. Y'all said it quick. Audio 100, SDG 70, CC Crippen, right? Kareem Smiggity, right? Now watch this. Watch this. Forbes. Just as I said, right? Radio personality Charlamagne the God recently signed a $200 million deal with iHeartMedia. Now he has ambitious plans to turn his Black Effect Network into the BET of podcasting, right? What I tell you, right? Now, iHeart ain't say nothing about no goddamn $200 million deal, right? But somehow Forbes got this information. And it has been consistently rewarded for the outrageousness. In August, Charlamagne signed a 5-year, $200 million extension with iHeartMedia. Why are we just hearing about this today? Right? If Forbes is posting this, right, today, this is their news story for today. Why are we just hearing about this today? If you telling me he got this deal in August, September, October, November, 4 months later, here they come talking about something that happened in August, right? In August, Charlamagne signed a 5-year, $200 million extension with iHeartMedia. The deal keeps Charlamagne on the Breakfast Club for the near future and puts him in the same league as Joe Rogan, who signed a multi-year extension with Spotify for a reported $250 million. Locking in Charlamagne is vital to iHeartMedia, which struck a deal with Netflix to stream The Breakfast Club among 15 other podcasts starting in 2026. But more importantly, Charlamagne's new deal will help him expand his Black Effect Podcast Network, a joint venture with iHeartMedia. Since 2020, Black Effect has launched more than 60 shows, including with former NBA stars Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, and entrepreneurs Damon John and John Hope Bryant, becoming a vital large part of iHeartMedia's revenue stream. iHeartMedia reported podcast revenue of $448.8 million in 2024, up from $252 252.6 million in 2021 and 101 million the year prior. Charlamagne says he wants to add 10 more shows to 2026. Now, it ain't no breakdown of how this 200 million goes, right? Now, let me ask y'all something. My question to y'all is this. If Charlamagne got 200 million and you got shows like he just signed Bleak with Rock Solid and uh Big Bank, Big Facts, right? You got the 85 South show and you got All the Smoke, right? If he got 200 million, Drink Champs is a part of this. Carlos King is a part of Black Effect. How much of it you think these guys are getting? I know Big Bank better be getting $5 million from Charlamagne. Like Drink Champs, they better be getting at least $10 million. If he got $200 million, $200 million, you telling me Big Bank, Nore, any of these people that signed the Black Effect, you tell me these niggas ain't got a check for at least 5 million coming to them? Everybody should be getting at least $1 million. You telling me Nore, this nigga went who had his own show? Well, I guess he signed under him. You know, all these other shows, because I could show you, but I ain't here to promote these niggas, right? Or promote him in all these shows that I don't see none of them doing nothing, right? The biggest person he got signed under him, looking at his shows, is Drink Champs. And they not even popping no more. They still around, but they not popping. All the Smoke, they might still be doing shows. I don't know. I don't be catching them. And 85 South, they here and there, right? But the most consistent right now will be Big Bang, right? You telling me he got $200 million and all these people signed up under him, and he not going to be giving them at least anywhere from 1 million to 5 million on this new deal? If anybody know Nore or Big Bang, ask them. Charlamagne just got 200 million, even though I believe that's cap, right? If Charlamagne got 200 million, how much do you get? Because you under his network, that's like, you know, a bunch of players on the team and they win the championship and they get a bonus. Like, we don't, these niggas don't get, the players don't get a Christmas bonus. And like I say, iHeart don't say nothing about giving this nigga 200 million. But it comes from Forbes magazine, and they saying that happened in August. If that happened in August, why is it just coming out today? If that Envy, who's sitting across from Charlamagne, who started on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne, you telling me this nigga get 200 million and Envy don't? How much money do Envy get? Envy is on the same show with this dude, right? Charlamagne don't own none of the content that comes on the Breakfast Club. All of that is owned by iHeartMedia. Charlamagne don't own the Black Effect by himself. That's a partnership with iHeartMedia. They are funding him. They are giving him money. Charlamagne ain't got no fucking $200 million. He not independent. That's a deal that he did with iHeartMedia, which means I guarantee you, just like Rock Nation with Live Nation, they own part of Black Effect. Matter of fact, let me check. Just like I thought. You could pull this on them smart dummies, but you're not gonna pull that on me, right? Look, does iHeartMedia own Black Effect? Yes. iHeartMedia and Charlamagne the God have a historic joint venture for the Black Effect Podcast Network, where iHeartMedia is serving as the publisher, supporting the network that focuses on Black culture and creators. It is a major part of their extended partnership, where iHeartMedia providing the platform for Charlamagne's vision of a leading audio network for Black audiences, often called the BET for broadcasting. The joint venture Black Effect is a partnership between Charlamagne and iHeartMedia, launched in 2020. iHeartMedia's role: iHeartMedia publishes and supports the network, making its content available across their platforms and acting as the commercial partner. Charlamagne's vision, he founded it to create a major audio platform for Black voices, offering shows in various genres like entertainment, news, and culture. This is what I'm telling y'all, man. Stop believing the hype. That nigga don't own that. He is a partner. When push come to shove, they own it. They financed it, and he just had an idea. So it ain't no Black company if they own the majority of it, and they are the publishers of it, meaning they the one that put it out. So all you dudes is just sign to a dude that's signed to a dude that's signed to another dude. iHeartMedia, you see this right here? iHeartMedia publishes and supports the network, making this content available across their platforms and acting as the commercial partner. So please, people, when you go out here and you see these news reports and you hear these people jumping out the window talking about, oh, Charlamagne got a deal for $200 million. And you go to the website of the of the company that has renewed his deal, and you don't see it for them, question it. If it comes from goddamn Forbes magazine, you better question it. Because if you telling me he signed that deal in August and this is just coming out today, why? Why? And it ain't an independent black company because he got partners. And who publishes it? iHeart. Who owns iHeart? Not a black man. iHeartMedia is a public traded mass media company with the diverse ownership, including large institutional investors like Vanguard, BlackRock, and Pacific Investment Management Company, alongside private equity firms, Bain Capital, and Thomas H. Lee Partners, who took it private years ago, and significant stakes held by individuals like CEO Bob Pittman, making it a mix of public float and major private influences. iHeartMedia don't even have one owner. That's a bunch of people all got their money in a pot. Right? A bunch of people that got their money in a pot and they own that company. And it's funny that this nigga got a company called the Black Effect that got a bunch of white partners, right? That tell the black guy what to do. And what do they CEO look like? That's iHeart Media's CEO. So if you think that Charlamagne is telling this man what to do and holding up the black power fist to this man, and this man cares about uh any of these people that signed under Charlamagne, at the end of the day, he got to go to this guy who got to go to the board to get anything passed on. So if y'all want to believe the nigga got 400 million, show the breakdown of the 400 million over how many years and what the 400 million cost. I mean the 200 million. How is that broken down? And if he got 200 million, what is Nore and them getting? What is Bank getting? I know Bank better get at least $5 million. I know Nore better get at least about $5 to $10 million. Because how he would not be breaking that off that money, 200 million amongst these black people that helped him get it. Because he ain't got no podcast. His show is owned by iHeart. He don't own no content that is on the Breakfast Club. All them interviews, all those people they interviewed over those years, all that is owned by iHeartMedia. He don't own none of it. So if they gave him 200 million for what? For being a host? To have a bunch of failed podcasts? That nigga he threw 100 podcasts against the wall. Only about 3 of them stuck. Three of them probably stuck. And those 3 that stuck, if he got 200 million because of 8 shows, they deserve a $5 million bonus. Nore better get at least 10 million because that's his strongest show. So if he got 200 million, Nore, we should see Nore buying him a nice little jet. You know, him and EFN should have brand new Maybachs for Christmas. Charlamagne should be pulling up on these niggas with a brand new car for a Christmas bonus and put in $5 million a piece in they got they bank account. If he got 200 million, 200 million. Niggas running around on the internet promoting that. 200 million. And he signed it in August. August. Right. And they came out today. But when you go on their website, you don't see that. And if any of y'all doubt it, call up iHeart and ask them to break down Charlamagne's $200 million deal.